Welcome, Dr. James Beckett, Sports Card Insights, outtake episode, Hobby Hotline from October episode. I'm on once a month. I was on with Deafness Jeff Dinson and Texas card dude Brad Bethune. Had some good call. But these excerpts started out, I think somebody had a question about COVID vaccines being available to kids and whether or not that would have some impact, presumably positive impact on the hobby. So that was an interesting take, and we batted that around and other things too. So about a 10-minute episode. Thanks sponsors, Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, Heritage Auctions, Huggins Scott Auctions, Mike Stadium Sports Cards, Burbank Sports Cards, ComC.com, and Beckett Media, Beckett Grading, Beckett Authentication. So thanks, everybody. Hope you are enjoying your hobby, and I will be back again tomorrow with another episode. And thank you, Hobby Hotline, every Saturday. I guess it's 10 o'clock Central, 11 Eastern, and it's live. So enjoy that, and this is from that.
What do you think about Mosaic baseball?
If a product comes out and if it's 150 one day, if it's not 160 or 175 the next day, if it's 125, if it goes down, that's bad. Now, if it's 400, that's really bad. But Panini is secretly pleased if they release the product and it starts moving slightly up. Mm-hmm. Way up, they're going to think they underpriced it. New products are the lifeblood of the industry. So they need to come out, and there needs to be a buzz about them. So that buzz usually translates into a slightly higher price after they're released. Then 2 weeks later, we'll see. A month later, we'll see.
Right.
But Panini puts out some good stuff.
David, if the COVID vaccine is really available for kids before the holidays, could you see an influx of kids at winter card shows? The back half of the year, we should see a ton more card shows. And if the COVID vaccine is really available for kids and we get more people into and showing you're getting vaccinated, I think it's nothing but great.
Yeah. Yeah, it should have some kind of impact to each their own and to everybody's beliefs and how they see things in the world. And with the vaccines and everything else, the parents that feel that their kid would have to be vaccinated before they can go around a card show or whatever. Yeah, I would assume you'd see a little bit of an uptick from that. But you're still seeing kids at the card shows right now without it.
Quick comment about COVID. What you got going, it's not just about the kids. I think one of the interesting things about the COVID phenomenon, this season we've been in, this pandemic, is that I'm sure people are concerned about themselves, but they're really concerned about others in their lives. It's not that they would go necessarily and get COVID, whether it's a breakthrough kind of thing if they're vaccinated or they get it if they're unvaccinated, or if their kid gets it because they're not even eligible to get vaccinated. There's lots of different populations there, but they're really concerned about their grandparents and other people in their lives that have comorbidities. But what we're seeing, I'm not saying it's playing completely out, but there's an ebb and flow to where we're hoping and praying the worst is over, that a lot of people have gotten it. And for the vaccinated people, they should feel pretty secure that even if they get a breakthrough, they're very unlikely to die. But then the unvaccinated people, they're taking their chances. They're either going to get the disease and then get the natural immunity, or they're going to die. And it's a small percentage they're going to die. To me, the herd immunity is based on all that. And when people feel like it's run its course, which hopefully it has, and that kids are safe with or without the vaccine, because they've not had any even option for vaccine. So if kids are safe, everybody's safe. And I think the older people have really taken it seriously. Then hopefully we're out of this. It's a 2021 thing. And we go into 2022 with confidence that you can be in a gathering and not be worried about your status or anybody else's status. And hopefully it's like I'm not going to go to the show because I might get hit by lightning. Nobody says that. So it needs to be, if it's a really rare occurrence, that's what I'm praying for, that everybody in America and around the world has taken the steps, and the therapeutic options are increasing to where we don't have to be fatalistic. Hopefully that translates into confidence to go to the show and to bring your kids or your friends, and that it's a safe place. But I just haven't heard of a lot of outbreaks anyway at any of the big shows. Yeah. So I'm really hoping this is something that's in the rearview mirror once we get to the end of the year. Kyle's show in a few weeks, I'm not sure that's going to be affected. There are some kids there. Would there be more kids if they're able to get vaccinated? Usually the vaccine doesn't kick in for a couple of weeks, or they don't feel like you're fully vaccinated. And they wouldn't be boosted. But I think kids are pretty resilient. It's rare that kids are getting it. But they can bring it home.
Right.
Yeah. Anytime I see a kid at the Dallas Card Show or anything like that, I make a special point to say hello, Even when I was behind the table, every single time I saw a kid, I thanked mom or dad for bringing them to the card show, because they can't get there until.
If you didn't know any better, you would think a card show would be a super spreader event. It's
Right.
indoors. People are talking in close proximity and having extended conversations, and not that they're slobbering over each other, but it's an intense day of being around cards and being not very socially distanced and not very masked up either. People
Right.
are coming in and really enjoying it. They're not throwing caution to the wind, but they're enjoying the experience.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
The opposite is you're sitting at your table and a kid walks up. The grumpy person says, "Stay away from my table, kid. I know you
Right.
don't have any money and you're
Right.
not vaccinated. Just move along." Nobody's going to say that. I'm being facetious, but it's very welcoming. We want kids in the hobby, whether they're vaccinated or not.
Yeah. I've actually been to a table where I've gotten that vibe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've gotten the vibe as even just adults. And then you walk away and wonder, how do they even sell anything? They're not even in a position to be selling anything because they're not personable. They can't interact with people. Like,
It's justified if you walk up to somebody's table and you're coughing all over them. And,
yeah, right,
and not
exactly.
covering your cough and
Runny
and spitting
nose,
and
dripping
runny
down over your
nose.
face.
Hey, you
Yeah.
got any cards?
Yeah, I've been noticing on social media platforms a lot more photos of retail stores available, actually stocked, stuff, people saying, hey, I bet this stuff was here last week when I was here. It's still back here. But now I want to touch on something. We knew that the price hikes were coming. They already happened. But I have actually been seeing some people posting photos of prices on, we're talking like Bowman Platinum mega boxes for $79.95. $80 for a mega box. $40 for the blaster. We figured they were going to go to 25 or 30 on a blaster, but I'm seeing some $40. I'm seeing megas for $80 a blaster. So they finally caught on. They're trying to get their piece of their pie as long as they can until whatever takes place. The guys that just came into the hobby to buy the product up, if they can get their hands on it, get in with the vendor, whoever, buy it all up and then turn around and sell it. Yeah, $26.98 for a hanger box. We knew it was coming. We've been talking about this for a long time about the price hikes. But what threw me off was an $80 mega box of Bowman Platinum. That's getting up there.
Basically, I'm in favor of anything in the hobby that makes people think and not just go to the store and clear the shelves and just say, I'll take it all because I know it's a great deal. Now they got to stop and say, let me do the math. So anything that requires some knowledge, some homework that slows people down, if it's too much of a no-brainer, that's not good for our industry. It needs to be, okay, triple the price on that. They double the price on this. This is still the same price. So to think about it, to actually have some knowledge instead of being a flipper without any insight about what's a good product and what's a bad product, just thinking I can buy anything, double it and flip it. Panini and all of them have gotten wise to that, I think. And so if they overprice something, then they'll moderate next.
I'm seeing Topps Chrome retail sitting and guys saying, hey, this was here last week. It's still here. We're seeing it. WNBA, Prism. People have been in love with that stuff. There was someone that posted a photo that said the same blasters were sitting here a week ago. It depends on the areas, just like anything as well, where you're at probably and how deep the hobby or the people who are trying to resell are in the area. But
can you imagine going to a grocery store and walking through the aisles and saying, this ketchup is still here this week. There's a certain velocity of sales. If something doesn't sell in a week, that doesn't make it cold. In our industry, we've gotten used to things not being there. You better get it before it goes. So again, for people to be thinking about it and not being totally emotional, but saying, I'm going to think through this. Do I really want to buy this at this price at this point in time?
Yep. I agree.
We knew this was coming. People are already paying that price on eBay. Right. My biggest fear is you're used to paying a certain price. Mm-hmm. You pay the newer price, but you're getting the same value out of the box. And that's the biggest complaint that I hear whenever I'm listening. Just the value not being there on an $80 to $120 pack.
They're not thinking about the actual value of the pack that they open. They're thinking about the potential value of the pack that they will be opening. And they're optimistic that they're going to get something huge. And it's like a losing lottery ticket. You rarely win, but when you do win, you can win big.
The